Hello everybody, this is a Lamley unboxing. Hot Wheels International K-Case. Maybe one of the most anticipated cases that's not including a Super, right? The good Super in here, but maybe one of the most anticipated cases for a basic model in years. We've seen other K cases, of course. I always tell you, I'm going to be late to the game when it comes to unboxings because I wait till they come to the US. But this has the Ferrari F40 in it, at least I hope it does. It's supposed to. This case came from our friends at A&J Toys. Ken sent it over. We're going to open it. We'll do the Mattel case as well. But let's go ahead and open this one up. Let's give it a grade. The L case got a, when I did the preview L case way back when in Malaysia, it got a great grade. I will also tell you that I have the Zamax from this case, the K case, the Walmart Zamax, and so at the end of this we'll include those and we'll show those as well. All right, let's just get to it. Let's get this thing opened up. Feels like it's more to read. Last one I did the L case and I went back to J. Now we're at K. Then I'll have the International and the regular L cases coming as well. I'll already know what's in there, but this is nice to do. I think there's some really good stuff in it outside of, well, I already see an F40. There it is right there. This is the Ferrari case because we got the Ferrari in the last case, right? But this one brings the F40 to the table as well. So let's get right to it. And we start with the Kowloon Hypervan, the fantastic Hong Kong van, the Track Dwagon, and the 70 Plymouth Firebird. And we have a fly that wants to make a cameo. We're not going to argue with that. Doing it up, custom 18 Ford Mustang GT and the Revenger ST. I think that would say it's new, right? But it's not. So we'll just move on. These are the international one, but they say it too. There it is for the first time, at least in my unboxing. It's the Drift and Brake. The one you've all been looking forward to is the, I'm just kidding. It is the Street Wiener. You guys have been like, I can't wait to see the new Street Wiener with the jalapenos on top. Big jalapeno group here going like, finally they put jalapenos on top of the Street Wiener, and folks have been clamoring for it. And that's okay if you guys are really into the Street Wiener, but my thought would have been that you were way into the F40, and I know you are. Competizione, the Ferrari F40 Competizione. This is fabulous. This is, you know, we already had the Ferrari launch, but this is Ferrari going into hyperdrive. It is a highlight for sure, so we will add it to the highlight pile. Let's keep on going, and we're doing great. Maserati Shamal in black. Looking great. I think we had this in the last case. Honda Civic EF in this fabulous kind of lime green. That is a highlight for sure. And I can't remember. Maybe that was in the J case. Doesn't matter. We're going to include it. And this one I am way into. Alfa Romeo Giulia TI Super. Good use of the wheels, the Momo Deco. Everything about this model makes me very, very happy. This is going to be one of my highlights. I mean, we know when it comes down to voting for the best of basics of 2024 or 2025, we know what models are going to be included. This one's going to get overlooked, but I think that that and then the Lotus Cortina coming out really needs some love. Mid-mill, it's not the treasure hunt. Land Rover Defender is fabulous in the tan color. We'll add that to the highlight pile. And the Vespa 90 SS Super Sprint is really great in that color as well. I think we had that in the last case as well. Keeping on going. Toyota GR86 Cup looks nice. That was in the last case. RD06, and there's the Mercedes-Benz with kind of the paint shifting color, which is so cool. The 560 SEC AMG highlight from the last case, but I will. I always want to put it in the highlight, but I'll be good, and we will move forward. Can we include this one as a highlight too? Ferrari SF90 Stradale should be. I mean, was in the last case. Everyone. I mean, Ferraris. That is the talk. Renault eSpace F1. And the Cruise Bruiser, all from the last case. So I'm actually like moving on from this Ferrari, which is shocking to me. All right. Hako Type D, recolor in red. Corvette Gasser, that was the Super in the last case, but that's obviously not the Super. I always have to qualify this. And the Lil Roar, now this is licensed. This is, because if you look at it, and we learned this in the L case, that is the Mini logo on this. So I'm wondering if there's just something having to do with this being like a customized Mini for off-road rally style that makes them want to change the name on it, but that is definitely a Mini It does say Lil Roar on the base, but highlight. And we'll include it in the Lamley Awards for Best Licensed because it is licensed. Mini's on there. Honda Civic Custom, that looks great. Zinger 21C in orange, that looks nice. I think we'll put highlight for the Civic. I can't remember if that was. And then another mid-mill. Honda Motocompo from the last case. Oh look, it's a Batmobile. And the 2017 Ford Raptor in Ford Racing livery, that's nice. Another drift and brake, 67 Mustang, which we really highlighted was it the last case or the L case? When I move ahead, when I was in Malaysia, I'm really confused. So this was either in the J case moving into K, or it's in the K case moving into L. Either way, I can't remember, so I'll just put it in the highlights anyway, just because I want to. And there's another Maserati Chamal in black. Lamborghini Miura SV in black. Very cool. Land Rover Defender double cab in red, also cool. And there is another Trek wagon. There's the separator. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, look at that. Now that's just, there's highlights in a nutshell. Alfa Romeo, maybe my favorite from the case, but I'm going to fall in line with everybody else and say the Ferrari F40 is the highlight for this. But then you also add the Porsche 911 Carrera Clip in red. I mean, that might have been the last case, but that's just, there's your case right there. And that's just an A. That's just an A because of that. But, you know, we'll decide. We'll decide. All right. But I think the Porsche, I think this was in the last case. So I think it's going to be white moving forward. There's another Mustang, Zinger 21C, and the Monta Racer in the middle. Did I pull the regular treasure hunt? I don't remember if I did. I don't remember seeing it, but I don't know what it is. There is the McLaren Speedtail in kind of a maroon color. Now, if it looked like that, then we go kind of nuts. But that is what it... Wow, that is quite the difference, isn't it? I mean, it's reflected in the color of the models themselves. You're just gonna know. I always want to see, like, if you're looking at the case, oh yeah, you will know. You will know. That's the Super Treasure Hunt, which looks phenomenal. I really like this casting. And there is the regular. That is quite the difference. I mean, that's not a Spectre Flame maroon, is it? That is a Spectre Flame orange, like a burnt orange versus maroon. So this, I'd almost be curious. I might ask the Hot Wheels team, would this be considered a completely different color like they did with the Nissan GTR? Remember, the regular was white and the Super was blue, and that's the first time they've ever done an actual different color. I mean, sometimes the Spectre Flame obviously is very different, but that to me is very, very different. All right, we'll have to find out. I'll ask them. Hako Type D and the Cruise Bruiser, very different. Flippin' Fast in yellow, that's cool. Corvette Gasser again in the Kowloon Hypervan. Glad that we have two F40s in here. Toyota GR86 Cup again, Renault E-Space F1, and the Arkham Asylum Batmobile. Lamborghini Miura SV again, Lotus Type 49 from the last case, right? I think it was from the last case. And the Ford F-150 Raptor again. Slideburn Mazda RX-3. I think this is the first time we're seeing this one in this case. I'll put that in the highlight pile. The Mad Mike, really looking good in black with the black 3 spokes. Almost confused it with the Ken Mary. Slideburn and Lil Roar again. Lil Roar. That's just a Lil Roar. Crescendo, and there's the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team. I think that was in the last case, the Petronas Deco. As we go full on F1 and the Land Rover Defender double cab. Put that in that case. Hot Wings, Pontiac Aztec Custom. Was that, again, confused. I can't remember if it's in the last case or not, but it is awesome. And I told you, there goes the Easter egg on that one. There always was an Easter egg on the casting, but there's an Easter egg on the black rim on the back too. And then the Speed Driver, looking cool. Is that the regular treasure hunt? Nope. Nope. VW T3 Custom, I think, was in the last case. Gordon Murray Automotive T50 was in the last case. And there's another Speed Driver. And we will finish. Dodge Coronet Super B, Audi 90 Quattro in gray. It'll be recolored in black. Lotus Type 49. Boy, that Dodge Coronet's pretty rad. And last but not least, there's the second Ferrari, the SF90 Stradale, Terratractyl, and the Futurismo. I have no idea if the regular treasure hunt was in here. You guys will tell me. If not, when we do the Mattel case, maybe we'll come across it. Highlights on this one. The L case might be even a little bit better, but Mustang, unless this was in the last case, that's a highlight. Honda's a highlight. I do like the little roar. This is a very nice version of the Land Rover Defender. This is my biggest highlight along with that one. That makes it an A for me. I think the Super is fabulous. Regular's nice. The Super is fabulous. So I'm going to give the Super definitely an A because I just think it's awesome. Mazda RX-3 is fine. Honda Civic in teal or in this kind of light green is cool too. I'm going to say A because it's the F40, but I'd say maybe the L is better having already opened up the L. The L I gave an A+. This one I'll give an A. Here's your Zamacs. These are the KK Zamacs to look for. Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar in Zamac. We did a sneak peek of this one with the leeway sneaks. Looks really good in the plain Zamac with kind of some gold trim on it and gold rims. And then the Punk Rod. These give similar vibes, don't they? And it's a cool casting. Obviously, I like licensed Zamacs as well, but these will go into the Zamac collection. So those are the Zamacs you want to look for as well. I'll do more on that later. All right, you guys tell me what you think. What's your grade? You giving this an A? F40. F40 plus the repeat of the Stradale. I think we are in fabulous shape with this case. You guys tell me what you think. Thanks, everybody. Bye.